feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the...
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Caitlin. I make motherhood and lifestyle content, uploading like 2 to 3 times a week. I would love to have you join our little family. And today we are making breakfast freezer meals. So I'm gonna do some burritos, some breakfast burritos, some breakfast sandwiches. I think I'm gonna do some apple muffins. What else do we got going on? Some pancakes and maybe something else. We'll see. Oh, and some breakfast freezer egg cups. Those are my favorite. I've actually uploaded that to this channel before, but I love that recipe. I want to share it again because it's my favorite. So I'm gonna start off with the breakfast sandwiches. I'm gonna get the eggs and the sausage going, and we're gonna get started. So to start off the breakfast sandwiches, we're just going to start by cooking the eggs. So go ahead and grease your pan, and then I was using about 7 eggs. However many sandwiches you want about 1 egg per sandwich. And then I just salt and peppered the eggs. You're also going to want to start your sausages at this time. I just used prepackaged ones. You can definitely make your own and shape them into patties, but I was busy with kids and I wanted to go the easy route this time. Once your sausages are done, just go ahead and set them onto a plate with a paper towel, and then we're going to go ahead and cut our eggs. You're basically just going to cut your eggs into about the right size for a sandwich. So I'm using English muffins in this recipe. You could definitely use bagels, but basically make your eggs the size of whatever type of bread that you are using. And now for the assembly, just go ahead and take your bread. I like to do egg, sausage, and then cheese, but really it can go whatever order you prefer. So to store these breakfast sandwiches in the freezer, I just labeled a gallon Ziploc bag, and then you're going to wrap the sandwiches in wax paper. And then to reheat these, you're just going to pull them out of your freezer, take them out of the wax paper, and then rewrap them in a paper towel. And then you're going to put them in your microwave for like 30-second intervals at a time. So for mine, it takes about 1.5 minutes total for my microwave, but everyone will be a little bit different. This next recipe is for breakfast burritos, which I absolutely love. So first off, I am just grounding actually 2 pounds of ground sausage. 1 pound is for this recipe, and then the next one is for the egg cups. So just go ahead and brown that and then set it to the side to cool. I was making 10 breakfast burritos, so I used 8 eggs, and then I put in some garlic powder, salt, pepper, and milk. And then just whisk that all together, and we're basically just going to make scrambled eggs with this mixture. And then once your eggs are done, you're also just going to set those aside to cool before we combine the sausage and the eggs together. You want to make sure everything is really nice and cooled off so that the burritos don't get soggy when we freeze them. So now for the assembly, you're just going to lay out your tortillas and then put a big scoop of the sausage and egg mixture into the burritos. And then top with whatever kind of cheese you liked. I was using a Fiesta blend type of cheese, which is our personal favorite. And then that is it for what goes inside the burritos. So now to freeze these, you're just going to wrap them up like you would a normal burrito. Wrap them in aluminum foil. And that is it. To reheat these, just take them out of the aluminum foil, wrap them up in a paper towel, and then again do 30-second intervals until they are heated through. So for this egg bites recipe, go ahead and preheat your oven, and then we're going to be adding garlic powder, salt, and pepper, milk to the eggs. I used about 1.5 dozen on this particular day. Grab a big handful of cheese and throw that in. And then we're also going to add some chopped spinach. You can really add whatever vegetables that you want, but we always do spinach. And then also add the sausage into this. And then just go ahead and spoon that into your muffin tins, and that is it. Super simple to mix up, and all of these ingredients you can really add to your own liking. You can add more salt, less salt, different vegetables. You can do even different meats in there, but we always do spinach and sausage in ours because that's our personal favorite. And then just pop those in the oven for like 15 to 20 minutes until they come out with like a little bit golden brown on the outside. And then these, you just let them cool and throw them into a gallon Ziploc bag and put them in your freezer. So for this apple muffin recipe, go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 degrees and then add 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of wheat flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and then 2 teaspoons of cinnamon to your mixer. And then just go ahead and mix all of your dry ingredients together. And then transfer that into a different bowl so we can mix all of our wet ingredients. So to start off, we're just going to add in 1/2 cup of butter or margarine, whichever you prefer is just fine. And then we're gradually going to add 1 cup of sugar to this and then mix that for a couple of minutes. While the sugar and butter is mixing together, go ahead and take 2 cups of chopped apples and then 2 tablespoons of flour and just mix that together and set it aside. And then to the mixer, go ahead and add 2 eggs along with 2 teaspoons of vanilla, and then just mix that until it's all mixed together. And then we're going to be adding in 1/2 of the flour mixture along with 1/2 of the milk, and you're going to do that until the flour and milk mixture is all gone. I will leave all of the measurements down in the description box to the actual recipe that I used. And then you're just going to fold in all of your apples and mix it all together. You're going to fill up your baking cups about 3/4 of the way full. Don't overfill them so they don't make a huge mess in your oven. And then make sure that you also grease your pan.
Taking all the advice there is and none of it has helped. Experience has made me realize that I won't build my life on empty words.
My ovens took about 15 to 20 minutes to bake all the way through, and then you can just let them cool, and then once those are actually cool, just throw them in a freezer bag and they are perfect. The last thing that we're going to be making today is just pancakes. They're pretty self-explanatory, and I actually just use a mix this time. It's just a whole wheat mix that I happen to have on hand. Normally I do them homemade, but I figured I'd use this mix up. So just mix it all together and then throw your pancakes onto your griddle, and that is about it.
Looking back on how I used to be, I always thought the love was made for me.
I just finally invested in actually buying a griddle. We didn't have one before. I would always just make our pancakes in a pan, but oh my gosh, that took forever. So a griddle is definitely the way to go. If you do not have one, go ahead and invest in one and you will not regret it at all.
Looking for someone who wants me to. I've heard every cliche there is and none of them makes sense. I'm so tired of love songs. I'm sick and tired of love songs. I'm so tired of you. I'm so tired of you.
Once your pancakes are all cooled off, all you gotta do is throw them into a freezer Ziploc bag. And then for reheating, again, it depends on the microwave, but ours take about 45 seconds in our microwave. Well, that is it for today's video. If you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do that before you go. I have lots more freezer meals coming up, lots of cooking and cleaning, that kind of stuff. So if you're into that, make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
And none of it has helped. I'm so tired of